Welcome back. You may not think about it, but there are some things that tend to be popular this time of year, everything from winter activities to opening presents that could put you at risk for injury. And here to tell us more about some eye safety tips to keep in mind this time of year, we're pleased to welcome Dr. Thomas Stone of Retina Associates of Kentucky. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we hear all these lists of toys that could be dangerous for different reasons, and this really is a concern that parents need to know about.
It is. I mean, when you generally think about toys, I mean, it's such a fun time of the year. The kids are all excited. But there's a couple important things about toys in general. You know, they have an age range on most of these toys, and they're not just because kids will enjoy them at that age, but also for safety reasons. You know, small kids, you can't have anything they might choke on and things like that. Also, with all toys, there's instructions that you should read carefully. I mean, you get one of those easy bake ovens, and those get pretty hot, and so you got to read those instructions carefully to know that how you're using it is safe. And also, you want to check and make sure that it's certified by the American Society of Technology Materials. And that will test out, you know, make sure that all the materials in there, you know, there's no lead paint and sharp edges and things like that.
And when it comes to eye injury specifically, there are a couple of toys that I guess we should say are sort of on the bad list when it comes to that.
I mean, every year we see a couple of these, and it's sad because it kind of ruins the holiday a little bit. But, you know, anything with a projectile, darts, very bad. Anything that shoots things off can hit the eye, and we see that some. BB guns used to be in the toy aisle. Well, they're now considered guns for a reason. Some of the most devastating injuries I've seen to kids have been inadvertent BB gun injuries. Maybe it bounces off something else and hits somebody in the eye, and that could be pretty devastating.
And you mentioned the age appropriate. I'm guessing what some people may run into is they may get a gift for an older child, thinking that they're responsible enough for it. But if little brother or sister's around, that seems like it could be a recipe for disaster, especially if they're pointing some of these things at each other.
Yeah, kids don't realize these things, and you know, adult supervision is always important when it gets into that. And if you want to get your child a BB gun, as long as everything's appropriately supervised and they're the right age, you know, that usually works out okay then.
Not just gift giving. People like to ski, get outside, play in the snow. Some of those things can also cause problems.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. You know, certainly skiing and sledding, you know, especially with sledding, you don't have a lot of control. You want to make sure that where you're going, there's not any tree branches, because that can scratch eyes, and we see a couple of those every year. Even something like building a fire where things sparks and wood come up if you're, you know, throwing logs in the fire and things like that. A lot of people clean their kitchen because they're having people over, and the caustic chemicals can be very dangerous to the eyes. And that's a lot of common sense things, but those can be particularly bad for kids and for adults alike.
Like you said, it could just ruin your holiday if you have to deal with that. So taking those extra steps to prevent it is always the best thing, I'm sure.
That's right.
And of course, if unfortunately anything like this does happen, you need to get attention for it, right?
You do. You know, certainly if you get any liquid in your eye, the first thing is just flush it out. Flush it out for a good 5, 10, 15 minutes. Just turn the tap water, put your head under there, and let it flush it right out. And that's good for foreign objects in the eye too. And then go right to the emergency room, basically. And there'll be, unless, you know, it's during the day, you can call your eye doctor or come in to see an eye doctor. And, you know, the sooner the better with eye injuries. They can be very painful, and they can cause permanent vision loss.
Well, great advice. Thank you so much for being back with us again. Dr. Thomas Stone from Retina Associates of Kentucky. If you're interested in learning more about any of their services, you see their phone number and website at the bottom of your screen. And we want to thank you very much for these wonderful Toys for Tots gifts. I don't know if we can get them in the shot there, but some great goodies for some lucky kids this Christmas. We appreciate you guys making a donation to help us out.
Well, certainly.
We will be right back with a check of your forecast.
And we're out here live at the S&S Tire location at Richmond Road, and we have some people bringing in some toys for Tots. Look at that awesome bicycle. But we'll be out here until 2 o'clock for you to bring toys and all next week. And we also have someone special here with us. Come see him.